Welcome to the Fire Mountain Gems and Beads Jewelry Making Studio. I'm Sue Ripsch, and today I'm going to show you how to start a River of Maille chain. To my left, this bracelet is made from the pattern River of Maille, and if you look right to the right of it, this is chainmail lace, and it's a derivation of the River of Maille weave. Both of these can be found in my book, Classic Chainmail Jewelry with a Twist, that you can buy on Fire Mountain Gems and Beads online. To begin with, the start of the weave, I'm going to show you how to do it with shower curtain rings. I'd like you to take 2 large jump rings and close them and place them on a wire tie or a piece of wire, whichever you prefer, and put them in the middle and twist the end of the wire shut. This just gives you a tool to hang onto your chain as you're going along. Then I'd like you to take one of your smaller rings and run it through the 2 end rings, close it, and I'd like you to take a second one and run it through the same path so that you have a 2-2 chain. Now I'd like you to do a third set of 2, so take another small ring, run it through the end 2 rings and close it, and take a second ring and run it through the same path, so that you have a 2-2-2 chain. Now remember, on your chain, these 2 rings are very large, and these are then the smaller smooth rings. Now you're going to do the bunny ear step, and I'd like you to take the end 2 rings, flip them down so they lay flat against the chain, turn the chain so that your thumb and first finger are holding them flat to the chain, spread these 2 rings apart, and then I'd like you to take a small twisted ring, and my green ring is a twisted one, and run it through those 2 rings between the spread apart rings. That's your first locking ring. Then I'd like you to take a second twisted ring and run it through the same path. Now you've locked your ring in place. This is the beginning of a Byzantine segment. Now I'd like you to build another 2-2 chain. Now use small smooth rings to make your second set of 2. Your twisted rings start as your first set of 2. Here's your second set of 2. And then do a third set of 2 with small smooth rings. Now you're ready to do the bunny ear step again. So you flip the 2 rings down, twist to the side, thumb and first finger on the flip down rings, spread these apart, and now again take a large ring and run it through those in the middle to be your first locking ring, and then take a second large ring and run it through the middle to make your second locking ring. And there's your Byzantine chain. And here I've actually made it for you, and you can see I have the large rings on each end and the twisted rings in the middle. Now to move into the next step, I'm going to take this chain and I'm going to place 2 twisted rings. So run 1 twisted ring through the 2 rings on the end and close it, and then take a second one and place it right beside it through the same path. So now you have your chain with 2 large rings and 2 twisted. Now we're going to place a floater. And the floater ring is going to be a large ring that goes between the 2 big rings on one side, comes out the other side as I've shown you with my pick, and then it'll go around the 2 small twisted rings. So let me place that. And that's a floater ring because it goes between and around, but not through anything. Okay? Now I'm going to take another large ring, and I'm going to run it through the 2 twisted rings on one side of the floater, and then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to run another large ring through the 2 twisted rings on the other side of the floater. So now you can see this is a piece of Celtic weave. Now I'm going to build another piece of Byzantine weave off of this end, and I'd like you to do the same. So what you need to do is take and run 2 small smooth rings through the 2 large rings. The 2 large rings count as the first 2 in the 2-2-2 chain you're building. So now I have a 2-2 chain. I want to put 2 more small rings through the last 2. And that then will give you your 2-2-2 chain. Now I'm ready to do the bunny ears as I showed you before, where I'm going to flip the end rings down, spread apart. Now I'm going to take a twisted ring, run it through in the between, and close, and there's my first locking ring. Then I'm going to take a second one, run it through, and there's my second locking ring. Okay. Now that's the first 2 of my next 2-2-2 chain. Now I'm going to take smooth small rings, and there's my second set, 2 twisted, 2 small smooth. And I'm going to take my third set, and these again are 2 small smooth. Again, I'm going to do the bunny ears, flip the 2 end rings down, spread apart, but I'm going to use a large ring to be my locking ring to go through on the end. So there's 1, and then here's 2. And this is now the beginning segment for the River of Maille. Let me take it off the wire and show you that your segment now, there it is when it's straight, and you're going to curve it around, and you're going to take a medium-sized ring and run it here in the middle. I'll do it on one side, through the edge of the Byzantine chain, and you'll see that very clearly on my pattern in my book. So you run it through the edge on one side, and then you pick it up and you come around and you run it through the edge on the other side of the other segment of Byzantine. And then you close it. And there you can see that it's all connected in the middle. Then you'll go ahead and you'll build a Celtic across here, and then you'll build more segments and connect on across the bracelet. I hope this has been helpful for you today. You can find the pattern for this bracelet as well as the chainmail lace bracelet in my book, Classic Chainmail Jewelry with a Twist, on Fire Mountain Gems and Beads online, where they also sell jump rings, they sell tools, and other bead making supplies. Thank you.